you wonder why you just can't like stick to something, can't be consistent with going to the gym, studying, eating healthy, making videos. I used to be stuck in this boat of how the hell do you be consistent? How do you actually stick with something? Like I'd constantly be like addicted to like consuming content, and I'd see all these other like self-improvement gym guys posting regularly and consistently. And I'd always wonder and question like how? First off, how are they training consistently? That's hard in itself, but then they're posting content and then they're posting content consistently. I thought it was like mission impossible. I thought I was just never on their level. And deep down, I always wanted to start like posting content because when I was little, I always loved like being behind a camera, recording videos with my cousins, muck up videos, shit like that. And I knew it was my purpose to teach, to inspire, to be a leader. But it just seemed so intimidating literally only a year ago because I knew at the time the best way for me to teach, the best way for me to share my lessons is obviously online. So people can find me online because everyone's using like social media, YouTube, whatever now. But part of me hesitated. I always had a fear of like posting content. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you. It took me 8 months to post my first, not YouTube video, YouTube's another story. It took me 8 months to post my first little TikTok clip of just me at the gym lifting weights. No talking, none of my head in front of a camera, literally just my body of me just doing a set of like barbell curls. I used to care so much what people to think of just that. But then I realized, I slowly started to realize like everyone else is doing this. Like, seriously, how many people post content nowadays? I started to look around, I'm like, wait, everyone's doing this. Why aren't I? Like, I'll meet these people in person, I'm like, they're just a normal human. Like, you're actually not different to me. I used to always think people that post content were like gods. Like, I'd put them on a pedestal, like, holy shit, I need to respect him, I need to go, he's a god. But no. It's a bad mindset to have, and you can say that mindset's similar to you right now, putting like females on a pedestal because you think they're gods. Realize we're all equal. We're not all the same, but we're all equal. We all have our own stories and lessons and learnings to teach and tell. It took me ages. And I don't want you to make the same mistake with like posting content because let's be real, like deep down, it's probably, if you're watching these type of videos, you actually have like a little bit of a desire to like start posting. And there's no better chance to start like other than like right now. Like the sooner you start, the better. Because I used to think that, I'm not perfect to start posting. My biceps aren't big enough yet. I haven't reached the dream physique yet. I'm not lean enough yet. Oh, I don't have a haircut. I'm not ready. I can't speak yet. It was cope. Like, seriously, it was cope. A good example of this is think if Sam Sulek started posting when he was like 16, right? He had like 50 kilos less muscle. Socially, he would have been a lot more retarded, right? Like 16, we all have shit social skills. But imagine if he started at 16 to where he is now. People would be able to see the whole journey, like the whole cinematic masterpiece. He'd probably be like 20 times bigger, like fame-wise, than he currently is, even though he's still like the king of the gym community right now. So people cope, and the younger version of me used to cope and say like, I'm not ready, I can't start posting yet, I'm not physically ready, I'm not mentally ready. But when will you be ready? Will you ever be ready, or will you just go throughout your whole life and just never post anything, never share anything? Because deep down, I know you want to share stuff. It's just your internal thoughts, your self-image, your identity. You're scared to like disrupt that. You're scared to like make a change, do something that's different because you don't want people to think of you differently. And I was stuck in that boat. I used to always like stress, bro, what everyone would think about me. At school, how my hair would look. Bro, I'd touch like my hair over 1,000 times in a day at school. Always look at myself in reflections, make sure it's perfect. to impress my crush, even though I'd never talked to her. I was that guy. Like, I was so insecure. I'd live life on autopilot. I would never do anything to, like, pull myself out of this, like, deep hole I was in at the time. It wasn't until I learned that life is literally all about momentum. The sooner you can start something, the sooner you can start some sort of new skill, hobby, whatever, and you can turn that into a habit sooner rather than later, that's when your life's going to change. What is a habit? Like, what is a habit? How do you make something a habit? A habit is like something you enjoy. Like, you have your good habits and you have your bad habits, okay? But like let's say these like self-improvement habits, okay? How do you make something a habit, whether it be posting content, going to the gym, whatever? You make something a habit with momentum. By failing, by repetition, by doing it over and over again, despite how you feel. You just do it anyway. And you'd think that over time, the more you can do this scary, challenging hobby, task, whatever, the easier it will become. Right? And that's how you turn something into a habit. Correct? So it's the same thing with posting content. At first, it's hard. It's scary. It's extremely daunting. Like, bro, you are shit in the bed. But after a couple months, you actually start to enjoy it. You start to want to do it instead of, I guess, needing to do it like a chore. Like, you still kind of like it, but you're like scared. You're like, oh, I need to post a video today. Fuck. It goes from that to, oh, yes, I get to post a video today. I get to share my lessons. I get to share my learnings. I get to share with a stranger what I've learned today. And that's a good thing. So, how do you turn something into a habit? Through repetition, through momentum. You just do it. I sound kind of stupid saying this, but quite frankly, you're in this position right now where, are you ever going to take action? Or just like keep consuming content? Because I'm not saying consuming content's bad. I used to consume, all I used to do was like consume content. And I guess that's kind of brought me into the position I am today from consuming. But I feel like it took me so much more longer than the normal guy to start posting. It took me like I said, 8 to 10 months of just consume, learn, but almost like waste time. Like, I feel like if I was to just take action soon, I'd be in a much more better position. Let's just say there's two types of people. You're either left-handed or you're right-handed. And obviously you can't really decide with that. Like, you're kind of born with being left or right-handed, correct? One sec, my throat's dry as hell. You're either left or right-handed, and you don't get to choose. 50% chance, one or the other. What if I was to tell you you're either a consumer or you're either a creator, and that you can choose? You can change. You can become who you want to become. You can become the right-handed guy if you're left-handed. That sounds stupid. You can become a creator if you're a consumer. Because I was a consumer and I've proven that, yeah, I can do it. And I'm sure everyone else that started posting content was once a consumer. They just slowly build up their self-awareness and consciousness that, why don't I just post myself? Yeah, it might be cringe at first. Yeah, it might be scary. Yeah, it might be... Yeah, people might like talk shit about it. Like, what are you doing behind a camera? That's weird. That's different. But it's a good thing. It's good that you're trying to get out of your comfort zone, because if you never do, if you just stay in this little circle you're currently stuck in, you never break free, what makes you think something's going to change despite all of these self-improvement habits you're currently doing, but you want to start posting content? If you don't actually do the task at hand, you're never going to change. Because I used to think, oh, I need to keep doing cold showers, I need to keep doing no-fap, keep not fapping, and that'll help me with posting content, even though I don't decide to do and just post a video. the action of just clicking the post button. I would never do that. I would just keep saying, oh, another cold shower. I'm making progress with posting, but I'd never post. See what I mean? That's probably what you're doing right now. You're doing all these like self-improvement habits. You have a checklist. You're ticking all these boxes, which don't get me wrong. That's great if your like main goal right now is just improving yourself. But think long term. How much better would it be if you could document this journey? So people, like I said at the start of the video, people could see like the whole cinematic journey like Sam Sulek. The sooner you start, the more potential you have with your business or whatever your main goals are. And it's just pretty sick to look back on, like despite all the money business side of things. Imagine 5 years from now, you look at your first video. That's like sick. You have all of this like, almost like a movie, a masterpiece. You and when you were awkward little teenager to now, like alpha god. Now just like a masculine guy. Take action. Do something that's hard, and as time will go on, you're slowly going to turn into a habit. And I actually learned this. This was the first ever book I read. I spoke about this in one of my recent videos. Atomic Habits. It's one of the most like beginner-friendly books. And it taught me that if you can just do something, just even if it's just like the littlest bit of taking action, if you can just do something that's easy, but it's 1% of just like taking action on something, the results will come. As it says here, tiny changes, remarkable results. It's all about like how to make something a habit, like a good habit, and how to stay consistent with it. That's what that book's about. And this is where like my proper self-improvement journey started, by reading that book, the most beginner-friendly book. Obviously, I started lifting weights in like 2018, but I was still like a bit of a bum for 19, 20, in lockdown, 2021. It wasn't until like the end of like 2021 where I decided, or I found it more about like what self-improvement is. And that's when I got that book. Repetition, consistency, and momentum. The three biggest things for just being successful. And if you want to post content, those are like the three words you should consistently say to yourself. Put in the reps, be consistent, and ride the wave of momentum. Because once you're in this wave, once this habit starts to feel good, you're not going to want to stop, bro. You just want to do more and more of it because it feels so like purposeful and fulfilling. Like, what's an example of this, bro? I couldn't sleep. It's 6 a.m., bro. Can you see that? I guess I can't really prove it's AM. One sec. How do I prove it's AM? That kind of tells it. No, it doesn't. Shit, I can't prove it's AM. It's 6 a.m. The old me would always wake up at like 1 p.m. Big difference. Like today, actually, I woke up like 5:30. I just fixed my hair, washed my face, brushed my teeth, sat down. I've already been recording for like 15 minutes. Younger Adrian would have never done this. Why do I do it now? Why am I waking up so early, and why do I want to wake up? Because I'm riding momentum, because it feels good, because I've turned this into a habit and I just want to do it more and more and more. I'm like addicted, and it's a good addiction because I help you out. I give you value. I teach you something. I tell you to take action. I tell you to don't do this and do this instead. This is like a dream scenario. Like I love doing this. And I want you to start doing this by taking action and post. I don't want you to make the same mistakes I made with just slacking, coping, being lazy, and just never, ever, ever taking action on the task at hand itself. Whether it be going to the gym, posting content specifically, or just studying, I don't know. Whatever your main, like, whatever feels like deep down purposeful, like the most purposeful thing, whatever deep down feels like the most purposeful thing to you right now, you should go all in on. Because if that brings you true happiness, that's when you're going to be happiness, when you spend most of your time doing it. And I feel my happiest recording videos, so I'm just going to record and record and record. I've spoken a lot in this video. I hope this kind of like all makes sense and it's not just jumbled all over the place. I'll have to watch it back, but to summarize, there's no better time to start other than literally like right now in this present moment. So people can see your full journey and you can learn from your mistakes. It's where the real progress is made from you making mistakes. You want to keep doing something, keep putting in the reps, keep being consistent, and slowly over time, you'll turn this hobby or task into a habit, a good habit. And when it starts to turn into a good habit, you start to enjoy it, you start to like it. You're going to start to ride the wave of momentum, and the results are only going to get better and better because it feels so fun doing so. You put more time and effort into what you're doing because now it's a good habit. Now you've understood that this is good for your future self, so you want to do more and more of it. Even though it still requires discipline. Like, it's still kind of hard. But you've probably turned into that like high testosterone masculine guy now because you've started prioritizing good habits, delaying gratification over like all of the instant shit. Your life's just flipped in like a year. Ride momentum, and you'll shock yourself with how fast your life will change, because I don't even know myself how I'm doing this right now. Like, literally 3 years ago, I couldn't even look a girl in the eyes, let alone what some of my guy friends. And now I'm just speaking in front of a camera where like no one from my school does this. I'm not saying I'm better. I'm not saying I'm this. I'm just saying I don't really know anyone personally who's doing this right now. And the fact you're doing something different means it's valuable, means it has value, means you should probably do it yourself. Take action. Your actionable step is you have 24 hours to record your first video. Or even, actually, your actionable step is invest in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book will put you on the right track, because I know this video is probably like boosted your motivation a lot. I know I haven't screamed like my usual videos. I haven't been that like aggressive because, like I said, it's 6 a.m. I kind of got to keep it down. Don't want to wake up the others. Invest in that book. Life-changing. It'll put you on the right path if you're currently struggling with like being consistent, disciplined, etc. Invest in that book. And yeah, other than that, I'm currently doing one-on-one coaching course. It'll be like the first link in the description. I post a bunch of like other self-improvement videos on this channel, so click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on your homepage. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Peace.